The reign of King Emeric was marked by a lot of things happening in the Balkans. Around the start of his reign, Emeric was called on by the Pope to stop the spread of the Pataren or Bogumilist heresy in Bosnia. Emeric put the squeeze on Ban Kulin of Bosnia, Emeric's vassal, who had close relations with the accused heretics. Now Kulin got out of a big heap of trouble by arranging a council on Bilen Field, where the heretic leaders formally renounced the heresy. This satisfied the church authorities, but they told Emeric to watch Bosnia closely and make sure that this does not happen again. Moving a little further east, Emeric interfered in the Serbian succession crisis, putting Prince Vukan Nemanjić on the throne of the Serbian Principality, overthrowing his brother Prince Stephen. This was soon to be undone when the Bulgarian Tsar Kaloyan intervened on Stephen's behalf, and Stephen took back the principality. The two Serbian brothers were soon reconciled, with some prodding from their brother Savo. Stephen would go on to become the first king of Serbia in 1217, after receiving a crown from Pope Honorius III. Another great geopolitical event which shook not only the realm of St. Stephen but the rest of Europe was the Fourth Crusade. Long story short, the Crusader army gathered in Venice to set sail for the Holy Land. The Crusaders had no money to pay for the ships. The Venetian Doge Enrico Dandolo said, "We'll sail you over, but you have to capture a few cities for us to pay for your trip." Among the first cities Venice had the crusading army attack, sack and capture was the city of Zadar on the Adriatic coast, which was then under the protection of the kings of Hungary, Dalmatia and Croatia, that is to say, Emeric, causing Emeric, who could not respond in time, to send a strongly worded protest letter to the Pope, and the Pope proceeded to excommunicate the Doge and the Crusaders. But because the Doge hid any and all demoralizing information, the Crusaders moved on and sacked Constantinople, destroying the Byzantine Empire and ushering in an era of feudal anarchy in its territories. Emeric died in 1204. Before his death, Emeric preemptively had his 3-year-old son Ladislav III crowned, and he appointed his restless brother Andrew as Ladislav III's regent. The same Andrew who blew the Galician conquest. The same Andrew whose scheming Emeric had to deal with his entire reign. The same Andrew who used his inheritance money, given to him by his father so he could go crusading, to start a rebellion against his brother. The same Andrew whose future actions will have reverberating consequences for centuries to come. But I'm getting ahead of myself. To stop Andrew from scheming and plotting, Emeric gave in several times, granting Andrew the title of Duke of Dalmatia and Croatia, where Andrew reigned as an almost independent ruler, minting his own coins, granting titles, and waging war. But that was not enough. Again Andrew proceeded to build up another conspiracy against his brother, and again ignore his duty to go crusading. And even after that was squashed, Emeric forgave Andrew in the hopes that appointing him regent would satisfy Andrew enough to keep him from taking power away from his son. But once Emeric was dead and Ladislav III's regency formally began, Andrew started counting the years of the reign as if it were his own. Fearing the worst, Ladislav's mother, Constance of Aragon, fled with the child king to Austria. Ladislav III died in 1205, and after his burial in the royal crypt, Andrew II was crowned as King of Hungary, Dalmatia, and Croatia. And as we pass into the 13th century, if you think this ride was crazy up until now, grab your popcorn.